fundamental math. On 1.2, we talked about variables, or should be 1.3, 1.2, I can't remember. It's actually 1.2. Was variables, variable expressions, and evaluate. Okay. Today we're going to talk about variables and variable expressions, but we're going to combine it with the word equations and solve. Okay. An equation is a open sentence Okay, it's an open sentence that expresses a mathematical expression. Okay, fancy way to say, okay, an equation is a variable expression with an equal sign and a left and right side. To solve an equation is to find the value of the variable that makes the equation true. Okay, and then the final word is solution. Solution is the value of the variable that makes the equation true. Okay, so solving is finding the value of the variable. Solution is the actual value. So you're really, to solve, you're finding the solution to the equation. Okay, I'll put that in red right here. Now, in your book, where does section 1.5 start? What page? 26? 26. Where's the box? What page is the box on? Huh? No, not that box. The one at the bottom of that other page. What does it say? Distance, rate, and time. Okay, is there another box anywhere that like list? Or did we have that in 1.2? I think we had that in 1. No. Let me look. Can't remember if the box is in this section or the other section. I don't even know. Yeah, okay. All right. So, what we're going to talk about today is having equations okay, that you have to solve mentally. For example, if I gave you the equation x plus 8 equals 15, okay, so what they want you to do is mentally think about that equation. So what it says is some number plus 8 would give me 15. Okay? Some number plus 8 would give me 15. So what is the number that I can add to 8 to get 15? Brandon. What? 7? Okay. How did you come up with that? Mentally, what'd you do? 8 plus, you just knew it, right? You knew the addition. Okay. Well, if you don't know it, the way you would solve that is you would take 15 minus 8. Okay? Some of you might have done it that way in your head. Okay, 15 minus 8, that's 7, so 7 has to be the answer. Or you may just understand it, know it, and you do it. Okay? That's what it's talking about mentally. So, you would write the problem, and then you're just going to put x equal 7. Okay? So when they're talking about mental math, it's okay not to show your work. It is always okay to show your work, though. So if you're someone that has to just write stuff down, totally understand, totally acceptable. Okay? Now, what if you had this? Some of you may not be for sure what we're doing here. 36 over y equals 6. So, back to that original equation, x plus 8 is equal to 15, where x is equal to 7. So the solution to that equation is 7. Okay? Solving it was the mental process that we took to find out that it was 7. In our case, we did, 15 minus 8. And that gave us our mental picture of what it was going to be. So 36y equals 6. What am I doing there? What mathematical operation am I doing with 36 over y equals 6? Stuffed crust? It's division. Okay? That's another way to say this right here. Okay, that's another way to say 36 division sign y equals 6. Okay, so then what is the value of y that makes that statement true? Gabby? No, not 7. You're right there. Stuffed crust? 6. Okay, so y would have to be equal to 6. Okay, so in other words, what they want you to see is this. If we were to check this, you would have 36 over 6 is equal to 6. Well, 36 over 6 is 6 over 1, which is 6. So 6 is equal to 6, so it does check. That is the correct solution. Okay? So that's the other thing about the equation, that both sides of the equation must name the same number. Now, one side may be a variable expression, and the other side may just be a number, but the two sides, for them to be equal, have to name the same number some way, somehow. Okay? All right. 7t equals 56. 7t equal 56. Tristan, what did you get? 7. No, just what's the answer? Yes, t equal 8. So mentally you're asking yourself, 7 times what number equals 56? Well, if you know your multiplication tables, 7 times 8 is 56. The other way you could think of it is what I divide 7 into 56, that goes 8 times. Okay? What about this one? 20 minus b equal 3. 20 minus b equal 3. Tayshawn? 17, that is correct. B equals 17. All right, well, let's look at it this way. What if we had x minus 7 equal 10? If we had x minus 7 equal 10. Jacob, x minus 7 equal 10. What does x have to be equal to? Yes. So in the same thing, x is equal to 17. Okay? Now, if I gave you this type of problem, I said 40 is equal to 8z, where z is equal to 5. And I want to know if that's a solution, if that is a logical solution to this equation. Okay, so then what I want to know is if I plug in this, like that, is it going to equal the same number? Well, what is 8 times 5? 40. So that's equal to 40. So it checks. So that is a solution to the problem. If it would have come out to be 38, then it wouldn't be a solution to the problem. So therefore, it would be not a solution. Okay? Gabby?
So that 5, the 5 was kind of representing an exponent?
Not an exponent, no.
Oh, just multiplying?
The 5 just represents z, and since there's no value or no sign in between the two numbers, then you're just multiplying 8 times 5.
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to the next part. The distance formula. Distance formula. Okay, the distance formula, like I said last year, we had it last year, but I told you last year that the distance formula would change a little in the sense of what letters they use. The distance formula is distance equals rate times time. So the abbreviation is D is equal to RT. Okay, last year they used the word speed for rate. And I told you last year that this year that would change and it would be rate instead of speed. But they're still the same term. Okay, now, time is always expressed in fractional parts of an hour. So, for example, 30 minutes would equal 1/2 of an hour. And you would need to express it as 1/2 of an hour. 20 minutes would equal 1/3 of an hour. So, Trinity, how much would 40 minutes be? So if 20 minutes is 1/3, 40 minutes is going to be less than 1/3? Well, let's see if we can figure it out. How many minutes are in an hour? Okay. So I have 60 minutes in an hour, that's the total, and I have 40 minutes of the 60 minutes. So 40 over 60, the zeros cancel out, leaving me with 4 over 6, which would be, if you reduce it, what would that be? Tayshawn? 2/3. So 40 minutes is 2/3 of an hour. What about 15 minutes? Quade? No, 15 minutes is how much of an hour expressed as a fraction? 5 over 3. Well, let's figure it out. You got to be able to figure it out. You can't just say, I don't know. You got to be able to figure it out. How many, just like this, how many minutes are in an hour? 60. So there's 60 minutes in an hour. And they have got 15 of them. So I have to reduce it. I can reduce it by 5 to top and bottom. That would give me 3 over 12. Three over 12 can be reduced to what? 1/4. So 15 minutes is 1/4 of an hour. So to make it a fraction, all you have to do is put the amount of minutes that you have over 60. And that will give you how much of a fractional part of an hour it is. The reason I say that is because of this. Let's say that I go 50 miles per hour, and I want to know how far I go in 15 minutes. Or better yet, 30 minutes. So in 1 hour, if I start here, and that represents 0, and this is 1 hour. Okay, well in 1 hour I go 50 miles because I'm going 50 miles per hour. So in 30 minutes, which is right here, I would go how far? Jesse? 25 miles. Now, how you would come up with that using the formula would be this. Distance is equal to 50 times 1/2. So that means distance is equal to 25 miles. And you must have your answer in miles. I mean, with miles on it. Now, a lot of them are going to be fairly simplistic. Okay? But let's remember back to our formulas. If you're trying to find time, okay? If you're trying to find time, for example, they give us this one. Distance equals 100. The rate is 25 miles per hour, and they want to know time. Okay? So that means I have 100. I plug it into my formula, D equal RT. 100 equal R, which is 25, times T. Now they want to use mental math. 25 times what number equals 100? 4. So T would be equal to 4. And is that hours? Yes, it is hours because of that symbol right there. So it took them 4 hours to go 100 miles at 25 miles per hour. Okay? That's how you use mental math in solving. All right, everybody look in your book at page 29. Look at your book at page 29. Okay? Look at 15, 16, 17, and 18. It says match the equation with the corresponding question, then solve it. So, number 16 says that right there. So which letter, A, B, C, or D, represents what, that's 15, not 16. Which one of the sentences, A, B, C, or D, represents T plus 3 equal 12? Is it A, B, C, or D? Jacob? B. B is what the letter is because B says what number plus 3 equals 12. Now we have to solve it. So what number do you add to 3 to get 12? Quade? 9. So T is equal to 9. Okay? T is equal to 9. All right, your homework. Your homework is 1.5, 12 through 32. That's 21 problems. If you'll get started, you still have 10 minutes left. 12 through 32. You have 10 minutes left. If you won't pack up like you did, some of you did yesterday, you'll be able to get some of it done. You must write the original problem, you must show all your work, and then circle your answer.